Hey, welcome to Mike's Trains, and thanks for joining me for the next video. This is going to be part 10, I guess, of this series. And what we're looking at this time is to make this sign as a lighted sign in front of the building. And let me see if I can get this. It just happens to fall off just as I'm getting filming. So this is going to go like this. So this is what we have. We have the Higbee sign that's going to go right in the front of the building. Just like that. And it's going to be lit up. Alright. Now what you're seeing here, what I have here is just a template, just a quick mock-up of the thing that I'm actually going to do. So why don't we get into how this is going to happen and how we're going to do this. So let's get rid of this, and let's get rid of the building, because we don't need any of that. Okay, so what I have is I went to Miller Engineering, and I bought, and I've actually used this before on my train station. This is how I lit, if you look back at my train station, I lit the clock face on the train station. And this is what I used. So it's called the Experimenter's Kit. It's number 2501. Experimenter's Kit, and this is from Miller Engineering. And if you're looking for them, this is the website right here. I'll put a link to this under the video on YouTube here so that y'all can find it, and if you decide you want to do something with this. And this is what you get with the kit. This is the book to tell you how things work. And then you get these things. Okay, these are some laminates to put over the actual light panel. This right here, it's wired already to run on 2 AAA batteries. Okay, you get an on-off switch, and this is a transformer, and you need to run this because this will not run on DC voltage, it runs on AC voltage. So you have DC here, runs into here, so this transforms the DC voltage into AC current, and then it brings it out to here, which hooks into the panel, and this is the light panel. Alright, and let me give you a quick look as to how this works. Let's throw a couple batteries in here, a couple of AAAs, and then put the batteries in, and then you have the little plug at the end here. Any one of these prongs here will work to power the thing, power the light. And there you can see. Let me see if I can darken this up just a little bit. There. Now you can see it's lit, and we can turn it off and turn it on. Now the problem I have with this, while it's very cool, very nice, and it lights up blue. Okay, and when it's off, it's pink. Those are 2 properties that I cannot have. Also, you want to keep in mind that out of this plug here, this is AC current. If you happen to turn this on and touch these connectors at the end, you will get zapped. So just, if you're messing with this, just keep that in mind. So let me take the batteries out of this, and we'll put this transformer to the side. What we need to do is turn this sign into these letters. Alright, so what I've got for that, first of all, we need to take care of the coloring on this. And when I was at the train show, the Amherst train show this past year, I happened to talk to the guy from Miller Engineering was there, and he told me to use some of this. This is colored cellophane, like you get like on an Easter basket kind of thing. I bought a roll of this. He said yellow would work to turn this from a blue to more of a white color, and he said it may take some layers. So what I did was I bought some, and I layered on a few layers of this, and turns out it takes about 3 layers to get this into a more of a white color. So that goes on top of there. and you'd stick the layers on there with clear tape, double-sided clear tape. So you would take a roll of clear tape, lay one of these down, another clear tape, lay another one down, another clear tape, lay another one down, and that brings us up to this level of lighting. Okay, and then on top of that, because I'm concerned that now this isn't white, right? So when the sign is off, it's going to show yellow, and we don't want the yellow. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a piece of tracing paper and put yet another layer of clear tape, and we're going to stick this tracing paper right over the top like that, so everything shows white when it's off, and it's going to light up mostly a white color. It's still going to be a little bit light blue. I was playing with this the other night, and it's still going to show a little bit of blue, but it's not as blue. It's a little more on the white side than the blue side. So that's what we're going to go with, and that's as close as we can get. So that's going to work. Now, the other thing that needs to be addressed is in our building here, I don't have room for these connectors. Normally what you would do with these is you would cut a slot in the building and then slide this into the slot until you go right up to the edge here. We don't have that option, and you can see that the panel goes well past our spot here, and you know that's not going to work. So this happens to be a spare panel I have. I've been playing with these for a while now, so I have extras of this stuff. So let me show you the one that I'm actually playing with for this, and that's this one. I've already cut off one of the inputs on here, and then I took some wire cutters and I cut down the side here, and you can see the difference in how much I've cut off of that right here. I've cut off a fair amount of it, and made it a little shorter so that when this sits in here, now it goes all the way down, see, and we can get this right in there and you won't see any of the connection. Now, in order to connect this to power, we're going to flip this over, and we have the contacts on either side here. These are the contacts. Now on this, because it's AC powered, there is no plus or minus. All I need to do is solder on the wire leads right here and right here, and I will have power to this. And what I did was I had an old transformer like this that didn't work, and I cut all the wiring off of it and I threw away the transformer. I kept the switch in the battery pack and all the wire from it. So I'm going to end up taking the extra wire that I have, I'm going to solder that to these two contact points, and then we'll drill small holes in the building here, such as we did for the lighting here. I'll drill a couple more holes down in here, and I'll push the wires through to the inside. And then on this transformer, we'll mount this right in here. This will mount right in here, something like that. And then I'm going to cut off this battery pack here. This battery pack, just for your knowledge, runs at 3 volts. Two AAA batteries is going to be 3 volts. I've already checked it. I know what that is. I've done it, like I said, I've done it before on the clock. If you'd like to see how the clock came out, you can check out the video for my train station. It is an N scale, and I did have troubles with these things, and I ended up not cutting them for this, and I ended up just bending them right at the bottom here, straight out, and I ended up using this plug in the back side of the building. So these go through the building, and then this plugs in on the inside. I didn't want to cut this at the time, but for this situation I kind of have to. So I'll put a link. If you look right at the top of the video here in the corner, you'll see there's a link there that you can click on. We'll show you how that came out. Now for this, now we need to get to the point of where we're going to tape down all of the layers of stuff, because I want to tape on everything but the tracing paper. Okay? And then once all that's taped down, what I have is this is the template that I'm using. Okay, I printed this on my printer, and what you have here, this is on sticker paper. So I printed the sign, and then I gave myself a little space here, right here. This is where all the letters will stay attached to this bottom bar. So we will cut out all the white above this line. Everything goes away. We're going to cut all of that out of there. Everything that's in there. And then what's going to stay are the letters and this bar right here. Because we need that, because that's where the power is going to come from the strips here, is going to come up through here, and it's going to be powered through this long bar. It's going to go up to each letter, and you can see how the letters are attached to that bar. So the lighting power gets transferred through the legs of each of the letters. All right, each one of these is connected in some way, and that's what will light the letters. Okay, and then on this one we can cut this off right here. We can cut this one straight down right there. So all we have to deal with is this bar, and this bar should sit mostly behind this front fascia piece here. It should sit right behind there. So that's how this is going to get done. So as I said, I'm going to put I'm not going to do this on camera because it's just too much, and it's going to be too time consuming to do this on camera. Alright, so I'm back, and this is our original template for the Higby sign. This is what we're going for, okay? So I said I was going to do this off camera because it would take too long to film. This is the actual sign right here. It's all cut out. This has the yellow paper, cellophane paper on it, and it's taped on. It obviously it made it a little bit thicker because of you can see it's a little bit thicker, but it does show up yellow, and that's fine. What I have for that, now this is all at the advice of the Miller Engineering people of how to do this. Now, according to them, what I need to do is put a layer of tracing paper cut to the same right over the top of this so that it shows white. Okay, and that's the last step to building this whole thing. Now this black strip, all that is with that experimenter's kit, you get these sheets of vinyl, and they're in all different colors right here. And what I did was I just cut a strip off of this of the black, and I ran it across the bottom here to cover up so that only the letters will light up. And let me show you what that looks like all lit up. So we're going to take this transformer here, and I soldered wires to the back. You can see I've got them soldered right here. And I'm going to take these two wires, and it doesn't matter which side these plug into, as long as they plug in. It works the same either way. So what I'm going to do is we're going to turn this on. And this is what you get. Let me turn down these lights a little bit. Yeah, there you go. So that's the light. So in my opinion, he told me that the Miller Engineering guy was saying to use the yellow paper over it, but he did say experiment. Well, I don't have money to experiment with all different types of this stuff. So I bought the yellow as suggested. It looks a little bit green to me. And I really don't want to put more layers, so I think we're going to go with that. And if you look, you can kind of see this is the original color right here. It's pretty blue. And I didn't want that, so we'll live with this. And then you can also see in here there are some dark spots. This is where the material from cutting it out got a little bit damaged, right? So the light's not transferring here. See if I push this down, okay, see we can get some light in there, but it's kind of separated, and I can't fix that. So it's gonna go. I'm gonna leave it like that because I feel like it makes it look like it's been up for a while. Maybe some bulbs are burnt out, kind of a thing, and that's how I'm gonna portray that. And then we'll go with that. And then when I put the white tracing paper over it, It's not going to really change the color at all or the brightness of it. It'll just look like that with the tracing paper over the top. So the sign itself when lit will look the same, but when the lights are off, you know, obviously it's going to be white like the tracing paper shows here. And that's it. So I was going to do it this week, but I think we'll hold off until next week. I want to do a framework behind this so that we can mount this into our building here. So this is going to mount inside of here. All right. And I want it to be back a little bit from the front edge of this. We're not going to plaster it right to the front edge on the inside. Obviously I can't do it because I have wires here, but we're going to mount this next week, and I'm going to build a framework to go behind the letters here that will hold this up in place. And then we're going to build the roof that goes inside of here, the faux roof, the cover that goes over the top of this, and this will all get mounted in like this. But for this week, I think I'm going to call it done. I'm not going to do any more. This right here, just an FYI again, took me an hour to an hour and a half to cut out, because you have to take your knife and you cut out small pieces of it at a time, and you kind of work your way through it, the whole thing, so that you don't damage too much of the EL material here, the actual light up material. And obviously, even going at that speed, I went a little too quick around these areas right here, and it damaged this area in here. So again, it's not hard to do, it's just very time consuming. And you know, obviously I've never done anything this big before. I've done the clock face, and that came out just fine. Nothing like this have I done, and for my first attempt, I think it's okay. And I think if you know, if I had to do it again, if I paid a little more attention, I could probably do better. I'm not going to do another one. This is it. So yeah, so I think we're going to roll with this, and that's going to be it for this week. And next week we'll hit this and get this mounted into place, and then we should be ready for the rest of the lighting in the building, and then this project will be done. So all that being said, if you're just finding me for the first time, please by all means subscribe to the channel. Love to have you along. If you're wanting to know what my layout looks like, you can visit my website at mikestrains.wordpress.com. There's all kinds of pictures of my layout, and at some point, I've done them in the past, but things have changed since. I'll do a tour of the layout at some point in video. Right now, there's too much under construction. Too much changing. I have the train yard that's being done. I have a bunch of stuff getting done. This city part's getting done. When all of that's all done and I'm all caught up with everything, then I'll do a video tour of the whole thing. But in the meantime, there is my website. You can see what's there. So that's it for this week. Don't forget to share and like my videos. And until next time, happy modeling.